I think that what you have done in terms of being president of this particular organization is absolutely incredible. The amount of joy and love and attention to the human spirit, what you're sharing has meaning, even more so sometimes than just the basics of food. So you're really listening to the people for what their needs are. And it looks like the ACT Foundation is getting to be known as an organization of mercy in crisis areas. So would you please share, if you could, your newest initiative, ACT for Sri Lanka, in the crisis affecting Sri Lanka?
Yeah, this just came up like a couple of weeks ago. And now we have come up with the logo and started the initiative. And it's similar to ACT for Ukraine, because again, there's an area of crisis. Again, complete chaos. I don't know if you're aware, in Sri Lanka, schools are closed. People are queuing for hours and hours just to buy food or to buy fuel. Literally, you can't go anywhere. Everything is forbidden. Even they banned their social media. It's like totally isolated, desperate. So what we identified there was one of our known ACT members from London. He's originally from Sri Lanka, so he knows people there. And then he found one older retired teacher. And this man was willing to commit. And we are setting up a community kitchen. So again, we have a hub. We're going to have our own place and continuously providing cooked food and whatever other aid is needed. So this just right now, it's not, I would love to go there. I told them I'm going to go there, and they said no, that it's not possible to go. This, you can't even, you don't have fuel, and it's just too dangerous to go right now and impossible. But we have empowered the people on the ground, and we will get reports directly, photos, proof of everything they're doing. So we have estimated $1 per day is enough for to feed one family, so that was an estimate. So because we're going to have big pots of lentils, rice, and vegetables and stuff cooked. So anyone who wants to support, you can go on our website, actfoundation.org, and on the homepage you will now find ACT for Sri Lanka as well. So we have ACT for Ukraine, if you want to support the ongoing crisis there, and the latest one, ACT for Sri Lanka. Yeah, so I'm really happy that we can do something in these really critical areas. I mean, we are also active in Iran, for example. Today we had a meeting where one of our team members said that volunteers from Iran, their names are never known because it's very dangerous for them to associate with any foreign organization, even though we are charity, but their names are not known. They're doing constantly service in Iran, in Ethiopia also. South Africa, we have an amazing team where they have every Saturday, they feed 360 children or more who come barefoot, walk for 2.5 hours barefoot to have their only cooked meal for that week.
It's so hard for us in such a privileged nation to understand the difficulties and the challenges, things that we take for granted every single day. It is just really remarkable, again, how you attune yourself, whether it's Iran, whether it's Ethiopia, whatever the situation is, you listen to them and you know how to accommodate the needs. I saw your website that your work is beyond just providing the basic essentials. So what else do you hope to accomplish, and what are ACT's future plans? If you could share a few of those, I'd appreciate it. And then I wanted to share something else.
Okay. So we continue with relying on our volunteers. For us, it's very important to have that complete transparency and to build our reputation and to have that hands-on approach to service. But we also don't want to be limited to only smaller initiatives. We just like now, we took everything notches higher with ACT for Ukraine, ACT for Sri Lanka, with the greenhouses in Peru and other projects. So we want to team up with other NGOs who are really great at what they do. And I would hereby like to, invite anyone who sees any room for cooperation and us teaming up to do something together, because when we join forces, our reach can be much more, So our main email is info@actfoundation.org, and you can email us. I'm really happy to partner up with good charitable organizations who want to work together. So empowerment is our main goal. We really want to not only donate food, but really empower people to make their own small businesses, create greenhouses for food and so forth, so that they are equipped for life better. And overall, in all areas of life, to highlight how interconnected all of us are, and how really that butterfly effect works in charity, and just how much your own life is transformed when you do charity. Our volunteers have many testimonials how their lives changed. I can just share one story to end with. One of our ACT volunteers from Serbia, she was poor for years. Her mother-in-law set her up, and she ended up in prison because she smoked marijuana once. And at that time, it was completely illegal. So she was in prison for 3 months, handling all, financial crisis. She's a hairdresser, but, just hand to mouth surviving with her son. And she lived like this for years. And then she joined the ACT Foundation. And she started serving, even though she doesn't have much herself, but she was regular in every initiative, she's there. And she loves nature and, fruit tree plantations, she was always there, anything involving nature, very eager. And then last summer, she got a job at a summer camp, kind of touristic camp for tourists on the island of Hvar in Croatia, which is one of the topmost locations. And the owner of this fancy big camp, he didn't reveal who he is. He was just walking around early morning, and he saw her. She was mainly cleaning the toilets. she just wanted a job where she will earn some money over the summer. But she was chanting, listening to some music, Gayatri mantras, Deva Premal, something she was listening, and smiling and cleaning, she had that vibration of inner fullness because of social work that she does. She did not feel ashamed to clean toilets. And then he asked her, so how are you doing today? And she said, I'm like the ray of morning sun. And then she continues cleaning the toilet. And he was really impressed, and then he invited her that they go plucking the olives together, and she accepted, and they started talking, and then they fell in love. And he's literally a millionaire, that divorced and all that, but he never thought he was fed up with this high lifestyle and all that. He loves nature, but he never thought he was going to meet a woman who is like that. And now they're together, and she's like 46. She's thinking of having a child with him, and she's now windsurfing or something, and and she sent me some photos. Her life is like completely different, everything changed. So for me, it's just a good example of really that principle, what I said in the beginning. Your life is a reflection of what you radiate. And if you just remain consistent, you embrace the higher vibration through selfless service, through your own contemplation, meditation, through your choice to radiate love, and apply this in action. It's not enough to just have good intentions. You do something, as I said, if you can't donate money, donate your time or skill, or simply your loving presence at the places where it's needed, and then see the difference in your life. It's going to change in terms of health, in terms of psychosomatic causes of illnesses. All of them disappear when you do social service. So it's really, for me, we have this slogan, act now and discover the secret of joy in the life of selfless service.
That's beautiful.
This
Devi.
is really something that has been our experience. And so we made a slogan out of it. So I hope that this reaches some receptive ears and that you give it a try yourself.
I'm sure it will, Devi. You know, really what you're talking about is that energy that comes through us, that divine energy that empowers us to do this good work so that we don't get tired, so that we enjoy even the mundane activities, as you mentioned, that woman was doing, was cleaning a bathroom, cleaning a toilet, you know, but not only can you notice it yourself, is what I'm hearing. Others notice it about you. You shine. You shine your light. Yeah. And that's what's important in this world, is that everybody can do these things. They can do something, as you said, you know, it's not only the giving of money, it's the giving of the thing that is most worthwhile of all, is your time and your effort, you know, to be able to join in, let's say, with an organization such as ACT Foundation. So Devi, you and your husband, Mohanji, have given your lives to selfless service. So I researched Mohanji.org and see that Mohanji himself established 12 vibrant organizations in over 90 countries to make this a better world. That's why I'm dedicating this particular What's Up to him. So there must be a compelling reason for such commitment and devotion that comes at a cost. I would imagine many sleepless nights, constant travel. So have you ever reflected upon what might be the spiritual nature of selfless service?
Yeah, I see Mohanji, he's like a fountain of constant energy and inspiration and creativity. And, you know, like we can't even keep count anymore of all these different platforms, organizations, logos, this one for this one for that. All the time something is popping out of that fountain. And he never has a dull moment. He calls this lethargy or procrastination. In India, they call it tamas. It's the main ailment of humanity right now. You know, on one side, hurry, worry, you know, like being very fast and overload of information through social media, through internet. And on the other side, lethargy, you know, like in the end, you feel like I'm sucked out and you have no will, and then you sit in front of TV or social media and the day is over. But it can be different, you know, if you just, and it's really good to join a group of people who are doing charity, because you know, group energy carries you. It kind of, and when you commit, then you can't say, oh, I don't feel like it today. You know, it kind of pushes you to come out of that comfort zone and that lethargy. So Mohanji is somebody who walks the talk. You know, he really does that. What he leads by example. You know, and when you travel with him and you experience the jet lag and the, you know, that fatigue of travel, and you see that he still pushes on, you know, he has immense clarity and willpower and endless inspiration. And this is simply because he's empty of his personal agenda. You know, it's like different kind of energy takes over. You become an instrument, you know, and this is one thing that I have experienced, because he has given us the empowerment to also pass on the energy. And I never get tired when we have programs. We work with people, no matter how much you do, because you don't care about what will be the result. You're not attached to praising to result. You simply do it, you know, and you realize that you keep getting refreshed. It's like the ever new joy, ever new freshness. It's that's why it's called the energy of the source. Like the spring water, you know, it's super fresh and nourishing, and that energy of the source nourishes you to keep on serving. So there's a difference between that and working in a company for money, where you exchange your energy and time for money. Now, this is a different frequency completely, right? So we have to understand the difference. There you get tired, but here you don't, because you're just empty of the personal agenda. You are like a flute, you know, and it's really, really special to do that. So we have chosen this lifestyle. I always say this openly: we do not have a bank account with any savings. I don't have any personal savings, you know, and I've never felt that I lacked anything, you know. If I'm having some minor medical issue, there's a homeopath living in Kuwait who messages me what to take, and he sent us like a kit of his homeopathy remedies, and like my health issues are resolved. Maitri also helps. Then overall if I need to buy something and I don't have money, somebody donates in the last minute. It's been my experience so far. So you can really like let go, be empty, and just do whatever comes every day. And there's as you said, so many platforms. I'm involved. As you said, so many titles. I'm involved with so many different aspects of the spiritual path. So all the time something is going on.
Oh my goodness! What you're describing is I know that in people of other religions, there in the Bible they talk about consider the lilies of the valley; they want not. In other words, they grow beautifully. Nobody has to give them anything, and force anything. It just happens naturally. And so it sounds like you sort of become part of the zone of an energy where it's giving and receiving and giving and receiving. And it's constant. And there are no worries because you have faith that everything is going to work out. And so that positive attitude has something to do with it too. So I wanted to ask you, Devi, that we have young people that are in our audience. So Devi, they're excited about life, and given the struggles and the joys of your own personal experiences, what words of wisdom would you like to impart to them today?
Well, for young people, I would say that this is the very special time we live in. What they were born into is completely different than the reality of my parents, grandparents, or even my own reality, right? So this time comes with special blessings and special challenges. So that speed can be overwhelming. The focus onto the outer world. Do not fall into that trap. At some point, recognize that it is your inner world that determines your reality. You live in a world you believe in, and this is really true. You live in the world you believe in. So if you choose, like me, you choose the world of love, selfless service, you live in that world. The kind of people you meet, the kind of blessings you experience are all within that frequency. And literally on our planet, people live in parallel realities. If you choose to be stuck in a rat race, then this is your choice. So free will is always respected, but be aware of your choices. Know that you are never stuck. If you find something that doesn't work for you, you can change. You can change your reality, make different choices. But whenever you feel a little heavy, just do an act of kindness, smaller or bigger, and see the difference. Even if you just go feed the pigeons or fish or ants, already there you feel certain weight has fallen off. Test the feeling that you get after you serve unconditionally, and then realize that our reality is actually an illusion, and that only love is real. That's why in India they say that everything that is measurable is Maya or illusion. And once you realize that only love is real, and the amount of love that you have in your life and the amount of love that you radiate out of yourself unconditionally is actually the only richness that you have, then your life will change. So go through your experiences, explore, travel, meet people, but have this at the back of your mind, and sooner or later you will arrive there. Because when I first heard that people who have attained higher states of consciousness, what they feel within themselves is that within me, I have everything and I need nothing. There's nothing to chase, nothing to prove. Within me, I have everything. Just choose to express love and you will realize how much you have, But if you're acting like a beggar, then you will be experiencing reality of a beggar. Some people have money and they're still beggars, they're, in terms of their energy and frequency, they're beggars. They just keep wanting more money and they want more attention, more love, but they give out nothing. They sit on the piles of money and they're still beggars. And that's really sad and really ironic, So what Mohanji said, we need to be inspired by true heroes, not the Hollywood heroes who go around killing people. We need to be inspired by people who are selfless, non-violent, unconditional, and who operate in that higher frequency. of purest love, and that shows on your radiance, that shows in your actions, but that shows in the energy you radiate out of yourself, So may those be your heroes, and may that be your reality that you choose out of your free will when you're ready.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being with us, Devi.
Yeah.
Sharing not only the ACT Foundation and the wonderful things that you're doing, but sharing you, who you are. This is so important, for people individually to know that they have the power. They have the ability within themselves to share their skills, their abilities, their talents to make a difference in the world. I am sure that way back in your history, you never knew at that time that you were going through such trauma that your life would unfold the way it is today. And that's a message to young people when they feel that they have challenges, to know that they have that ability to use those challenges and transform themselves to be better human beings, and to move beyond concern of self to be able to think of others. So we can see that thousands and thousands of lives have been touched by your selfless service all over the world, Devi. And I must say that it's reassuring to see that ACT is mindful of the areas of the world that are in crisis and working so hard to give immediate aid. So you've shown us, and I'm going to use the words that I heard that your husband has used, Mohanji, how humankind can become kind humans by selflessly putting others before ourselves. So in truth, each of us has a compassionate heart, and we do care about one another whenever we hear about anyone who's suffering. So why? Why do we care? Because we're really part of one human family. So any last words, Devi?
Yeah, my last words will be connected with being natural and being authentic, because very often people join certain groups, but they feel that they are acting, they need to, in order to get the love, they need to become something else. Well, actually, social service also helps us, aside from putting others in front of ourselves, it also helps us to connect with ourselves, to really find your unique expression, what you're good at, what you feel the happiest. When you do that, you feel the happiest and you feel that fullness, I've never been somebody whom you can frame easily. Like, for example, this is my wedding ring. You can see like eternity sign with 2 hearts. Mm-hmm. And this is what I said, if I'm ever to marry, it will be someone who with whom I share my energy. We don't draw energy from one another, and we are perfect as a unit and perfect as a couple. And that flow of energy is based on unconditionality of love. You don't suffocate one another. You don't have possessiveness, jealousy, stealing of energy. It's simply a union for a higher purpose. Our relationships, our friendships should be marked by such energy. So when you choose your friends, your circle, and your partner, always choose from that space. And charitable work will help you to recognize that pure energy. Nobody will be able to trick you, and it will give you your authentic expression, because you don't need to be an imitation of somebody else. Like, for example, Mohanji doesn't dance much. I love dancing, and I bring my dancing into everything. Just because he doesn't dance, it doesn't mean that, it's expected out of me, So, and he would never say that either. So, like, that's my expression, I've never, even during NATO bombing of Serbia, I went for dancing, like I came there, and this guy who's teaching salsa and samba and rumba, he was like, no, they're all in warehouses, and you're the only person who came by bicycle, And I said, well, if I'm meant to die, I will die dancing, not sitting in a basement, So that was my choice. And I had a great time. It was like every day I trained, and I had like great improvement, and really loved it, So it's just the way I am, and I see myself as someone who dances through all obstacles of life and I maintain my authentic expression, because that's who I am. And I do not want to become something awkward, stiff, framed, So that, again, is something that supports that juice of life, being you.
Yeah. Thank you.
And that's
so
one of the
much.
main teachings of Mohanji. This is what
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much, Devi. This has really been an extraordinary experience. I can see that not only sharing about the ACT Foundation, as I mentioned earlier, and sharing you, but you are also advising and helping and guiding people all over the world to be themselves and to shine their light. And you're helping us be better than we are. And I thank you so, so much. So honored to have you with us today, Devi. Thank you so, so
Thank
much.
you, Andra. And you're an amazing instrument yourself. And at your age, I never see you tired. You're always smiling. You're always so organized and ready to do something. So
I do my best.
We met at the Parliament of World Religions, you know,
Yes.
and there was this in Toronto in 2018, right?
Yes, yes.
Oh my God, it was such a big group of people, but somehow we connected, and since then, yeah, we remain in touch. And really, I really appreciate your service to humanity as well. And I really congratulate you on this channel. And as I said, may it do its part in spreading the brightness and unconditionality of love.
Thank you so much. So we see that old people can also learn new things, and I'm doing my best, Devi. Thank you so much. So this is to the audience that's listening. If you would like to follow or contribute to ACT Foundation's humanitarian activities, you may go to actfoundation.org. To follow Devi Mohan, you can visit Devi's website, devimohan.com, DeviMohan.com. And she's also on LinkedIn. And if you have stories of benevolence, you know, to share with the world, as Devi has just done, you can contact me, Andra, at inspiringbenevolence@gmail.com. Inspiringbenevolence@gmail.com. So in closing, it seems that a new humanity is coming. And may each of you be empowered to be the change agent, to be, as Devi was telling us today, to be who you are, to shine your light, to brighten this world of ours. So be instruments of peace, love, and harmony. And together, we can change the world. So let's do it, folks. Be bright and shine your light.
Okay. Applaudat. Yay! Very good.
Nothing short of a miracle that we got this house going. This was a dream when we initially started discussing about how we can help support the humanitarian crisis in Ukraine. We are very near to the border. We have a beautiful hub now where tons of food can be safely stored in the warehouse here. We have accommodation for our volunteers.
вам большое, что вы заботитесь о людях.
First of all, she wants to say thank you to everyone that people around the world came to help to stranger in this difficult time.
Ukraine's glory hasn't perished, nor did its freedom. Upon us, fellow kin, fate shall smile once more. Our enemies will vanish like dew in the sunlight, and we too shall rule, brothers, in a free land of our own. Our souls and bodies we will lay down for our freedom, and we'll show that we brothers are of the Cossack nation. Our souls and bodies we will lay down for our freedom, and we'll show that